Hi, this is Scott Garibay. Today I'm going to be talking about modern valuation. So right now, I really think our society is going through a major change in how we value property, okay? And so one of the biggest things right now, and one of the things that's making me talk about this today is Bitcoin. I checked Bitcoin yesterday. It was about $16,000 a Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gone to a point where it is now, one Bitcoin is worth more than 10 1-ounce gold American Eagle coins, which that's stunning. And I listen to a podcast every week, Slate Money. If you are ever curious about money, how it's dealt with at a millionaire or billionaire level, listen to Slate Money. They are absolutely brilliant. And they have brilliant finance people on there every single week who have been laughing at Bitcoin for 2 or 3 years and are no longer laughing. There's just absolutely no sound finance people out there that have been singing the praises of Bitcoin for more than 6 months, right? And so, and even now, it's hard to find them, right? But one of the things that I see in our current modern day is that valuation has changed absolutely drastically. And my take on it, and the summary of it is where we are right now is that truly more than ever, valuation for property is a social construct. There are things that people say are a social construct. Without a doubt, a valuation of property, in my opinion, is absolutely a social construct, right? So that is saying things are valuable if we as a society say they are valuable, and if we say they are not, then they aren't, right? And one of the things that's also very interesting about this is as a society. So within that society, one of the things that's very interesting is that the experts are increasingly giving up their ability to say things with authority, and the reason for that is often they're shockingly wrong, right? And when that happens at an industry level, you're going to see people kind of snap back and actually stop listening to experts as much. So basically, I think I've been watching it for 3 or 4 years now with Bitcoin, where people just experts by and large really ignored Bitcoin, and a lot of them are now having to come and rewrite their own history or correct their history on Bitcoin. You can see this almost in real time on Slate Money, which is very interesting because it's a weekly podcast, right? So Bitcoin, what's happening with Bitcoin is truly amazing. You should really start to watch just the everyday valuation of Bitcoin. The way I do it is I keep, I have a computer, of course, which I use every day, and I open a number of tabs together, and I have a tab that just shows me the value of Bitcoin at the very top. And the reason why people should be watching the value of Bitcoin is it is an indicator for a lot of things. I think it's almost like a meta topic, right? So you can see the health of you can almost see the health of the world, right? Because Bitcoin isn't tied to one nation, right? And so really, really pay attention to Bitcoin. Here's the other one, right? One of the things that we have today that has never occurred before is the idea of incredibly valuable, profitless companies, okay? The most perfect example of this is Twitter. Twitter has never been able to turn a profit, and its monetization is almost impossible. It is incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to monetize Twitter, and it's never been done successfully, right? And yet, if anyone who looks at Twitter now understands that Twitter is incredibly powerful and incredibly valuable, right? They actually had trouble selling Twitter before November 2016. And I'll tell you right now, after November 2016, I think, Twitter understands it's sitting on a gold mine because it carries some of the most important messages in the world. The other thing that is completely undisputable is modern news. News breaks on Twitter. News breaks first on Twitter. Major news breaks first on Twitter, without a doubt, right? Now, there absolutely is an idea of what is news, what's real, all those. But that question is happening beyond Twitter. Like, you have regular news outlets where people are like, oh, is this a valid story? So, so that isn't Twitter's problem. But Twitter is absolutely, the perfect example. And even Amazon, they burned cash in a hole for 10 years before they turned a profit, and yet they're a multi-billion-dollar company. So that's another thing that is really skewing valuation in modern society. So just wanted to talk a little bit about valuation in modern society, and I think the summary is just understand that property, the value of property now truly is a social construct. That might not have been true even 2-3 years ago, but it's 100% true today. Take care.